So did you and Sage ever date? Mel inquired. Long time ago. It wasn't the smartest thing we ever did. It lasted about 2 months. It was too strange. Jan answered. Were you a proper couple? Mel didn't want to say what he was thinking out loud. You mean, did we have sex? Of course, she laughed. That's when we decided our friendship may suffer. It gave us a bond, but we stayed away from each other for about a month. Never friends with benefits after that. How did you feel when he married Abigail? It was, I was happy for him, but concerned because of Scott. Mel was sure. Yes, she had gone back to him so many times. I didn't want to see Sage get hurt. He ended up hurting her. They got along as a couple, Mel said. But Scott was always there. I remember Sage and Abigail as friends. She wasn't always in Toronto. I remembered she'd come out here and spend time with her dad. Yes, he was a good man. He treated Sage very well. How come you weren't at the wedding? Being such close friends, I would have thought you'd be there. I wasn't 100% behind the decision to marry her, but you can't tell Sage anything. He knows everything. When he moved here, he didn't talk as much. We didn't talk as much. I can't believe what went on between the three of them. His cousin Neil wasn't 100% behind it either, Jan explained. So, what are your thoughts on Nicole? He was digging for information. She seems really nice, down to earth, no baggage. I'd be happy to see them hook up and stay together. I wasn't sure at first why he was seeing her. I've changed my mind. I think he honestly is into Nicole. Now, you've picked my brain. I've got questions for you. Go ahead. He knew the formula. He knew to formulate his answers before speaking. What were your thoughts when Sage came to town? She asked him. Well, honestly, I was worried. We all wanted Scott back in her life. You weren't happy about it. Jan was waiting for Mel's answer. As I said, I was worried. I did resent him to begin with. He made things complicated. But when I seen how relaxed and happy Abigail was, I thought I'd give him a chance. We're very protective of her. She loves them both. There's just something about Sage she didn't want to let go. It was important they remain friends. I can tell you she was devoted when she was devastated when she caught Sage with Deb. And when he didn't come after her, that did it. She hoped every day that he'd come and explain himself, that turned me against him. I really was hoping at one point that Sage would be the new journey for her. Were you secretly excited that you might have a chance with him? Yep, she was going there. I knew he wasn't interested that way, but I admit I did hope. That's why I kept pushing her to make a choice. Mel felt embarrassed. Why didn't you date her? Jan asked. Never thought of it. We were both with other people. I do find her attractive. Maybe much later the idea came up. What did you think when it came? When I came, I thought you and Sage would hook up. That way, Sage was off the market. When I seen you with him, I realized that wasn't going to happen. Mel wasn't sure any of this should have been shared, but it was too late. Honestly, Mel, do you think she still loves Sage? Jan, all I can say is as a friend, yes. She won't interfere with him and Nicole. He looked her straight in the eyes. Okay, so this is where I embarrass myself. Now I realize you recently broke up with a man, but would you consider dating a woman again? Mel wasn't sure whether to answer or politely pass on it. Why? Seemed good as anything to counter with. Just wondering. Jan put it out there. Mel stayed silent, his gaze directly at her. I find you attractive, and your loyalty to a friend is appealing. Jan felt like such a goof for this statement. Had she made a mistake? Let's forget I said that. Can we be friends? I don't mind getting to know you. They shook hands and agreed to work at being friends. It would be a lie to say that there wasn't tension all around. Everyone had a gizmo. Sorry about that. Cat trying to eat plastic. It would be a lie to say that there wasn't tension all around. Everyone had a history. Not everyone was sure how to react. Some wondered about old feelings. Abigail felt everyone needed space. They had been spending so much time together. Space would be healthy. It was a positive step. Scott had thoughts of his own about this. He seen it as a possibility that Abby didn't want to see Sage with Nicole. He knew there were feelings there. Scott said nothing to her. Things were good. Why rock the boat? Recording the remainder of the songs went well. Abigail was relaxed. This started Scott thinking. Maybe they should move. Once they were home, he brought up the idea. Why would we move? I spend a lot of time making this place mine. This is home. It was only a suggestion. But why? She asked. You seem more relaxed, that's all. It's a nice change, Scott told her. Nice change? Are you saying I'm always uptight? Abigail felt anger growing. No, I'm not saying that. He should never have said a word. What then? How could he say this without upsetting her? I understand you want to be there for everyone, but you can't. I know they've been there for you. Scott was praying she seen what he was trying to say. Be there for them, then back off. I don't need to coddle them. She did understand. I don't want to move. She was adamant. All right. He put his hands up. Jan had taken over Sage's place when he moved in with Nicole. Are you sure this is what you want? Sage asked Nicole. Yes. I have no second thoughts unless you do. None, was his reply. Jan even questioned him. You sure it's Nicole? Yes. I wish everyone would stop thinking I have an ulterior motive. It's pissing me off. Sage was upset. Jan backed off and never brought up the subject again. Abigail was back to work at the mansion. So what have you been up to? She inquired of Mel. Well, I'm dating again, he said. See, I told you to give it time. What's his name? She asked. Her name is Jan. Jan? Sage's Jan? Yes. Don't look shocked. Has Sage said anything? She was curious. No, though what he thinks doesn't actually matter. Jan and I have discussed this. We aren't taking things fast. Does it feel right for you? That's all I want to know. I'm comfortable, Mel replied. She hugged her friend. Mel figured he may as well ask. You are aware Sage has moved into the apartment? Abigail was stunned. I thought he was just staying overnight. Jan took over his place. This was too close for her comfort. She couldn't say anything to Nicole. Should be interesting to hear Scott's response. She couldn't wait, so she called his cell. Scott? Hey, babe, what's up? He was in a pleasant mood. Sage has moved in with Nicole. She waited. He what? Was Scott's response. You heard, she informed him. Did she say anything to you? He asked. Nothing. Her business. We don't see them all the time anyway. That's where they left it. Scott was so close to going back to old habits. Back at the mansion. Mel, we need another person. I think we should put something out there. I agree. Mel wrote up a help wanted ad. It wasn't long before he received responses. One interested him. It was from an Englishman, now living in BC. He was interested in preserving heritage homes. He offered to help with any work needed to be done. All other applicants didn't have the experience required to assist him. Abigail was happy with the decision. Sage stayed out of sight as much as possible. Truth be told, Nicole had been nervous in regards to her asking Sage to move in. It was all down to Abigail. She had worried how it would affect her relationship with her. She didn't appreciate walking on eggshells, though. Abigail and Scott felt the same way. Nicole had bought the apartment and garage right out from Scott. She refused to have it any other way. Now she and Sage could reconfigure the entire building. They would make it their home. The bay meant just as much to her. And that's where I'm going to leave it. As always, like, comment, and share. And while you're here, subscribe. Remember the notification bell. And to all of you, have a blessed Valentine's evening. Ciao for now.